Hey guys, Randy here from the Gateway to Heroes podcast with my reading recommendations for the week of December 13th. I also, like Eddie, only had two titles this week, so I added a couple more to it because I was supposed to be getting 4 or 5 books. So before I go on, Eddie Nuevez, if you can please hit me up, I need to ask you, is your store having issues with Diamond, and when you go in saying that they didn't get some of the books because there's shipping problems with Diamond, can you just let me know in your comments? Um, Ina Selnickens, thank you very much for your Big Nick's Picks feature here on our page every week. Eddie Nuevez, also thank you for your Eddie from the Batcave YouTube videos as well. You may also notice that I am wearing the Superman cap today. I noticed last week you were wearing your Batman cap, so of course I have to counter with my Superman cap. There you go. All right, so jumping right into my picks, like I said, I've only got 4 books, and I just got these today, so I haven't gotten to read any of these yet. But Action Comics 1079, again by Mark Waid, Clayton Henry, and Michael Shelfer on the art duties. This is week 9 or 10 of Phantoms, I think. Doesn't say. Might be week 10. There you go. Week 10 of the Phantom story. It is also week 10 of the Supergirl Universe End story, written by Mariko Tamaki. And Skylar Patridge is back on art on this issue. Last issue, it looks like there was a fill-in artist. So, like I said, really like what Mark Waid's doing here. Action Comics has been really good now this on its weekly schedule. I too also picked up the Superwoman special #1. Um, I had the variant cover here by Elizabeth Torque and Zhao Canola, I think it is. Um, this one actually doesn't have the regular cover on the inside. So, like Eddie Neves was saying, this explains where Lois Lane got her powers. And Eddie, I know that you mentioned that you don't know when Lana Lang also got superpowers, and I think I now remember that story arc in the new 52 version of the DC universe. That Superman dies, and I believe at the time both Lana and Lois are with him, and his powers are somehow filtered out of him into the two of them. I would have to look that up, but I believe that's what happens. So, Superwoman special #1. And this one I actually picked up as a recommendation from James at the comic store. So, James, thank you very much. These are, first off, DC Horror Presents #1. This is an anthology series, so I'm not going to be mentioning the writers on ours because there'll be multiple. But I actually got the cardstock cover here on issue 1 from Francesco Francavilla, or maybe that's Francavilla. But this is also the artist who is famous for the Afterlife with Archie series. Also did a fill-in issue of Detective. I would really like to see more by this artist, but as you can see, it is a Batgirl horror cover. But James pointed out to me, look down here in the bottom corner. Is that Robin Skull? Is that awesome or what, right? And here is the regular cover, the Superman horror cover. So I originally wasn't going to pick this up, but James at my comic shop told me these are actually pretty good, and it's only a 4-issue limited series, so I figure why not, right? And then I also picked up DC Horror Presents #2. This is the cardstock cover by Tom Fowler and Bill Crabtree. What I really like about this is actually a little disturbing because this is Crypto the Superdog with a limb in his mouth. Is that an awesome cover? That's just super creepy. And of course, the regular cover of this is a pretty awesome Batman cover as well. He's hanging upside down, and if you notice, that is a bat in his mouth, and he looks a little bit mad there, doesn't he? So I'm actually looking forward to reading these. That is it for this week. Like I said, there should have been 4 or 5 books in my pull. I only had 2, so I picked up 2 since it was going to be a light week. Again, if you actually are being told by your own comic shop that there is some shipping problems with Diamond, please hit me up in the comments and let me know. The reason I ask this is, well, let's just say that I've heard that story before that turned out to actually not be the case, and I just want to follow up. Because I will say I checked with another comic retailer online, one of the big ones that I go to all the time, and they got their books this week. So, as always, You can comment at gatewayheroespodcast@gmail.com, and you can show us a little support at patreon.com/gatewaytoheroespodcast. All right, guys, until next week, that is it. Bye-bye.